Hello and welcome to the North House Collective. If you're here, you're coming home to yourself. I'm Savannah and I have a lovely video for you today.
Hello and happy Mercury retrograde. So, as you can see, the focus in this video is a little crazy, and later I'm completely out of focus. So, enjoy this video without video. We're gonna pivot and it's gonna be kind of like a podcast. So, take a seat, grab your favorite beverage, and listen while you get ready for work or something. All right, sending you a lot of love and a lot of light. Bye.
We are going to be talking about connecting with your spiritual team. And yes, I said team. I like to define my spiritual team as different energies composed together. This includes spirit guides, ancestors, deities, source or God, and nature, as well as other little general energies like the general collective energy. I want to make this video because I think it's very important to understand your team and who's a part of it. It's good to know who you're talking to. It brings you closer to your practice. I'm very family oriented myself, and so knowing my team feels like I'm speaking to my family. We'll get a little bit into protecting yourself later in the video, but the general idea is the more positive energy that you have going into communicating with whatever you want to communicate, the more likely you will communicate to what you want to. Was that confusing? It might have been. Basically, if you've heard of surrounding yourself with light to protect yourself, it's kind of in line with that. If you're worried that you're going to contact some negative energy, you're more likely to contact that negative energy just because you're vibrating in a place of fear. But we will talk about that later. Here's how this video is going to go. First, we're going to talk a little bit about how I connected to them. Then we're going to talk about how I connect with them now, the tools I use. Then we're going to go into protection and how I protect myself when I'm communicating to my spiritual team. And then lastly, we're going to talk about how you can communicate with your spiritual team today if you wanted to. First things first, though, we're going to talk a little bit about the definitions of the different energies that are in my spiritual team, just so we're all on the same page. So I talked about ancestors and guides. Ancestors are specific energies from my family's lineage. So these are people that I may have known in this lifetime or people I will never meet. It's just the general energy of this particular lifetime's family lineage. My guides or angels, for me they're kind of one and the same, are similar to ancestors, except they are divine energetic beings that are tailored to our life's purpose and the journey that we are going through in this lifetime. I kind of see them like magical imaginary friends, which is an oversimplification, but in truth that's kind of how it is. Next we have deities. Deities are established divine energy that has been worshipped for hundreds of years. So this energy is very curated, very prominent, because a lot of people have put time and energy into thinking about these people, right? So this is Hecate, this is Nyx, this is Zeus, this is Apollo. In my practice, I don't necessarily see them as idols. I see them as gods or goddesses whose power I would like to embody. So for example, someone that is on my altar and who I will be making a altar for specifically soon is Hecate or Hecate. I say either one. And I am going through a bit of a crossroads myself. I'm learning to feel comfortable in the unknown and trust myself to harness my own divine feminine energy to accomplish anything I want, and Hecate is a great symbol for that. So whenever I am feeling lost, I pray to her and I feel stronger because of it. Next we have nature, which kind of goes without saying. I see nature as like tangible source of energy for different stages in our life, or different areas of our life rather. So if I want to do some internal work, I will, like if I want to feel more connected to my internal world, I'll go to a body of water. If I want to reclaim my power, I'll work with fire, things like this. Last but not least, for these definitions, there's God or source energy. So these are very similar, but there's a fine line between them. So God, I was baptized Catholic, grew up with a lot of Christian ideals. God I see as a powerful energy of oneness. He is part of my spiritual team. He's just not at the center of it. What is at the center of it for me is source energy. I believe that we come from energy as a whole. It's not one single presence like God is. And this energy is the energy of us all together and one, and everything comes from it. And just like how people say that we're all reflections of God, I think that we are all reflections of this source energy. So those are the definitions I have for you today. Let's get into how I connected with my spiritual team for the first time. I officially started with a pendulum board that I made myself and my first deck of tarot cards, which I'll get into a little bit later. But really, I've kind of felt connected to spirit and the spiritual world my entire life. When I was little, I would play witch, and I made a little spell in 4th grade to try to control a wind. It was like, wind come fast, wind come slow. Wind come fast, don't come slow, stay forever and never go. I don't know. It was a hot day and I wanted wind. I used to stare at candles in church and try to make them move. And I used to talk to the ocean. And when I was in the woods, I felt especially close to spirit. I just didn't have a definition for it. I grew up watching my mom read tarot cards for people, and she had a lot of practices that had been passed down, like Native American practices and just like Mexican spirituality practices that were passed down that I saw her do as well. But it was never something that I tried for myself until I was an adult. And then I bought my first set of tarot cards, and that really was the catalyst for everything. And just started reading for myself and other people. I came up with the protection prayer for myself. When I was first starting out, I would just use the cards, and I think I just got a little impatient, which led to the pendulum board. That's how I connected to them initially. And then I started making TikTok videos with Savannah Shifted. I just journaled about what I heard from them, and I am someone that's clairaudient, so I receive messages largely from words and just thoughts in my brain. So yes, that's how I first connected with them. Tarot cards, pendulum, talking to the wind. So how do I connect with them now? Largely, I pray. Sometimes formally, sometimes informally. Right now, I'm actually working on the actual practice of my spiritual practice, which means, doing more formal things like spells and such. But just due to the chaos of life, I mostly informally chat with them. And so what that looks like is I just open a line of communication and I say, Spirit, please guide me through this, this, and this. Or if I need like a longer message, I will take a second and I will just like breathe very deeply. Breath is very important. And just let the messages come to me. I find that meditating helps a lot. I'm an Aries, so it's frustrating to sit still, but it is very helpful to like calm my body and clear my mind to receive the clearest message. So yeah, informally I just say, Spirit, I need help with this, and then I talk to them, they talk back, and that talking is kind of just like that's I've really worked on my trusting my intuition and trusting that I'm aligned with my highest timeline, and that I'm being guided towards the highest good. And so that's what makes conversation really easy. So usually the first thing that pops in my head is like the divine knowledge coming through. I've learned to differentiate between the anxiety and between the divine knowledge, and that makes it pretty easy to talk to them quickly. However, if I'm going through something or I just need more guidance in my life, I more formally sit down, light a candle, drink some tea, breathe a little bit, journal, things like this. So let's talk a little bit about the tools I use to connect with my spiritual team. So as I said before, tarot cards are a divinatory tool. So they're kind of built to help you interpret messages and understand the thoughts in your brain, and understand the journey that you're on in this human experience. I don't use my pendulum board as often, but again, I made this myself. It's essentially a personal Ouija board, without the scariness of a Ouija board. This pendulum is howlite, and it has a little pentacle on it, and that is a crystal I feel very connected to, so that is why I use it. Other than that, journaling is a great tool. Again, I love words, so that just helps me channel messages easier. But if you are someone that is a more visual person, painting, any form of creation will definitely help you connect to your spiritual team. Breath and meditation, they don't have to just be you sitting in a room alone. I use music a lot, different hertz, frequencies, and also guided meditations are really useful as well. And there are different parts of my spiritual team that I connect differently to. For example, a specific deity like Hecate will have specific things tailored to her energy that I will move towards. God or source energy, I typically just pray. And my guides and my ancestors, I really use tarot or any divinatory tool to speak with them. Protecting myself and therefore protecting yourself when you are communicating with your spiritual team. I have a little prayer I say typically when I use the pendulum the most. When I'm reading for someone, it's kind of because I have said it so much and I believe that I'm on my highest timeline and moving towards my highest good. I feel divinely protected already, but it took a lot of practice to get there. So I believe in goats, not goats. Goats are real. I believe in ghosts, but in the way of like leftover energy that can sometimes be negative. And a way to protect myself from that is to make sure that I am very clear about my intentions. So the little prayer I have, and you can totally steal this prayer if you want or make it your own, is I wish to speak to my spiritual team, those of the highest vibrational frequency. I will not speak with anything with negative intent or malicious energy. That little prayer has meant a lot to me. Some people have way more elaborate ways of protecting themselves that are completely valid. For me, in my practice, I just simply feel that this is adequate and I've never had any problems come up. So it is my belief that if your intention is good and if you truly believe you are protected, then you are protected. There has been times where there has been like negative energies around me, and that's when I call upon my people, and my mom comes and helps me, or I go online and research how I can protect myself a little bit more, and yeah, that's how I continue to protect myself. So in a nutshell, for you to protect yourself, I suggest that you do you do create a little prayer or a little mantra for yourself. If you would like to cleanse your tools by smoke, by water, by simply holding your tool in your hand, envisioning light. Again, really utilizing that breath work, and you are good to go. Do your research. Always do your own research. But do know that you are divinely protected if you call upon it. Now let's move on to how you can connect to your spiritual team today if you wanted to. I have 4 steps for you today. Start with journaling. It's very important to understand your voice, to understand why you are embarking on a spiritual journey, or what you would like to be more aligned with. Are you seeking wisdom? Are you seeking freedom? Are you seeking more love for yourself? Whatever it is will keep you grounded and rooted in times of anxiety. Next, you're going to pick a divination tool. So that's a pendulum, that is tarot cards, that runes if you would like runes, or astrology dice if you would like astrology dice, charms if you feel drawn towards charmed, whatever it is you feel most connected to. Again, for me, it was tarot cards and then the pendulum board, and it was very important that I use tools that I was excited to use. Next, develop a protection prayer or spell. This will help you hone into your team and make sure you are talking to the energies you want to talk to. Next, start communicating. Use whatever tool you picked and get going. And then afterward, I highly recommend journaling so you can document the experience. So when I'm saying who you can connect to initially, I'm thinking it's more of the realm of spirit guide and ancestors, because those are the energies that are kind of closest to you. You can go straight into communicating to a deity if you would like. However, I found that it was hard to connect to that energy right away because I didn't know why I was being drawn to that energy in the first place. I was very young in my spiritual practice. Something I would like you to remember, though, is that your spiritual team is always around you and has always been around you. What you're working on right now is learning how to communicate with them. So I don't want you to get it twisted to think like if you never made tangible contact with them, or you never made contact with them, that they wouldn't be with you or around you. Their love is infinite. Right now, you are just trying to get more specific messages from them. So that was my little crash course on how to connect with your spiritual team. I hope you feel one step closer to speaking to your team and therefore developing your practice as a whole. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd love to answer them. Or if you have any knowledge to impart on me, I would love that as well. You can find the North House Collective on TikTok, on Threads, on Instagram, all the things. As always, I'm sending you a whole lot of love and a whole lot of light. Bye.